Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this lesson, we will discuss about syntax, semantics, virtual machine and binding with binding times. So we will cover these four topics including the principle of programming languages. So let's start with our PPT. First topic is syntax. What is syntax? Syntax is actually refers to the rules that define the structure of a language, or syntax is in computer programming. It means the rules that control the structure of the symbols, and we can say in other terms the syntax of a computer language, that is a set of rules that defines the combination of symbols that are considered to be correctly structured statement or expressions in that language. Language can be anything like C, C++, Python, Java, and so on. Second point is syntax actually tells the computer how to read the code. So without syntax, the meaning or semantics of a language is nearly impossible to understand. Semantic is our second topic, so we will discuss in later on. So applying basic syntax results in the sentences. So we are just taking a sentence, does a sentence need a subject and it may be a verb. So programming language functions on same principles. So if the syntax of a language is not followed, the code will not be understood by a compiler or interpreter. So our syntax should be correct during the execution or during the programming. So we just talk about introduction of syntax and semantics. Syntax actually it is the form or structure of the expression and statements and another programming units. On the other hand, semantics the meaning of the expression, statements and program unit. So these are this is the actual difference between syntax and semantic. Semantic actually explain the expression, meaning of the expression. So we can say the syntax and semantics, these two actually provide a language's definition. So users of a language definition in terms of other language designers, implementers, that is a kind of implementation, and last is programmers, the users of the language. So when we talk about compilers actually convert programming languages like Java or C++ into binary code that computer can understand. If the syntax is incorrect, the code will not compile. And in interpreter execute programming language such as JavaScript or Python at runtime. The incorrect syntax will cause the code to fail. So these are the explanation about syntax and semantics, but now I am talking about syntax only. So syntax, we will continue of syntax. That is, syntax actually it refers to a concept in writing code dealing with a very specific set of words and a very specific order to those words when we give a computer instructions. Without syntax, the meaning or semantic of a language is nearly impossible to understand. So what is the basic syntax? Syntax is actually categorized into three levels, that is a case sensitive, class names and program file name. So these are the actual example of syntax. So actually one more thing about syntax, that is syntax improve code readability. It ensure that the four C's of code are maintained. These four sections are like communication, code integration, consistency and clarity of any programming language. The concept behind conversations is to make the code explain itself. If the code is self-explanatory, the focus can be on design and program improvement and not on what does this mean. So these are the actual example of syntax when we are talking about syntax. So in Fortran, that is our formula translator, this is the language, high level language developed by John Buckets at IBM. So we can see the actual syntax in Fortran programming. we are just executing the hello world program. So you can see the syntax of Fortran. This is the syntax of Lisp, that is list processing. Lisp programming is a functional language that is developed by John McGrath at MIT, that is completed in 1959. You can see the actual difference between Fortran syntax and Lisp syntax. So we are just defining the value, and we are just printing the hello world again. I am just explaining all those syntax in terms of different languages when we are discussing about Fortran, Lisp, Algol, that is algorithmic language. That was an international effort to design a universal language. So this is the syntax of Algol, and these are the syntax about C, C++, Java and JavaScript. You can see, and you can easily compare all those syntax. When we are writing a program in JavaScript, that is very simple syntax. We are just including script type is equal to text / JavaScript. Then we just apply for loop, I is equal to 0, semicolon, I less than 10, and I++, that is the incremental operator. So these are the syntax. And C, that is developed by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Lab, C++, 1985, it comes in 1985. And Java developed in 1993 through Sun Microsystem. And last, JavaScript, that is developed in 1995, that is a web scripting language. This is the core scripting language, comes under the interpreter. So first thing is about, that is syntax error. What is syntax error? If you do not follow the rules defined by the programming language, then at the time of compilation you will get some syntax error, and the program will not be compiled. This is the program. We are not following the programming rules of the programming language, so the error will occur. So we just we skip some steps in this program. So the result will be displayed, the output will be displayed. It will come some error like missing main function, that is we have to assign void main, int main, it may be anything, it may be integer, that is a main function. And second error is error expected, we missed out the semicolon at the end of the line. As you can see the program, that is this is a kind of syntax error if you do not follow the rule of programming language. So what are the rule if you are talking about C languages? So C language syntax specify rules for sequence of characters to be written in C language. In simple language, it states how to form a statement in a C language program. How should the line of code start, how it should end, where to use double quote, and where to use curly bracket, etc. These are the actual languages, these are the actual rules of C language. So the rule specify how the character sequence will be grouped together to form tokens, a smallest individual unit in C program, that is known as C tokens. So tokens are either keywords, identifier, constant, variable, or any symbol which has some meaning in C languages. We discussed about tokens in compilation process. So token will be passed through a lexical analyzer, as we already discussed in previous videos. So a C program can also be called as a collection of various tokens. So these are the rules, you can see all the rules. So now we'll talk about semantic. But before starting our semantic, we will brief about the C languages in terms of semicolons. In C programming, semicolon, that is semicolon is just like a symbol that is used to mark the end of a statement and beginning of another statement. Absence of semicolon at the end of any statement will mislead the compiler to think that this statement is not yet finished, and it will add the next consecutive statement after it, which may lead to compilation. Compilation is just like a syntax error. So next rules, that is comment. When we talk about, and I didn't mention any comment lines, but I'm just telling you what is comment rule. Comment are plain simple text in and the C program that are not compiled by the compiler. We write comments for better understanding of the program. Through writing comments is not compulsory, but it is recommended to make your program more descriptive. It makes the code more readable. Sometimes programmer use this kind of section, that is comment section. So comment section may be of two types, that is a single line comment or multi-line comment. You can use it in your program, C program. So some basic syntax rule for C program, that is C is a case sensitive language, so all C instructions must be written in lowercase letter. Second syntax rule of C program is all C statement must end with a semicolon. Third rule is all about the white space that is used in C to describe blanks and tabs. And fourth and last rule, that is white space is required between keywords and identifier. So these are the rules I discussed completely. Now we talk about syntax error. Syntax error are mistakes in the source code, such as misspelling of an instruction, mnemonics, or failure to declare a label before using it in the program. The syntax error will occur if we do not follow the rules of C program or any programming language. So then error will occur. What is semantic? Semantic is about the meaning of the sentence. In programming language theory, semantic is the field concerned with the rigorous mathematical study of the meaning of programming language. It does so by evaluating the meaning of the syntactically legal strings defined by a specific programming language, showing the computation involved. In other words, semantics is just like a study of meaning conveyed by linguistics structures. It is differentiated from the lexical. Lexical means which determines what is or is not valid word or symbol in the language, and the syntactic, that is provider of rules to combine those words or symbols according to their categories. So this explanation is all about the semantic. Is this sentence valid or not? If so, what does the sentence meaning? We have to explain the meaning of the sentence in terms of semantic. And semantic actually it introduced the mathematical theory of programming language we discussed, and the emphasis on higher order functions or and type systems. A semantic for a programming language that models and the computation meaning of each program. Now we'll talk about semantic error. During the semantic analysis phase, this type of error appears. This type of error are detected at compile time. Most of the compile times error are scope and declaration error. For example, undeclared or multiple declared identifiers. Type mismatch is another compile time error. So writing invalid program logically and that produce incorrect results. When the instructions are executed, the syntax of the code, source code, it may be valid, but the algorithm being employed is not. A semantic error also. In other words, semantic error, that is a kind of logical error. So some semantic errors can be through incompatible types of operands, undeclared variables, and last is not matching of actual argument with formal argument. So we discuss about semantic and syntax. I hope you understood all those points through my slide. So now I'm talking about virtual machine. This is our third topic of today's lesson. So what is virtual machine? A virtual machine, usually known as a guest machine, that is created within another computing environment, that is referred as a host machine. Multiple virtual machines can exist within a single host at a time, and virtual machines are becoming more common with the evaluation of virtualization technology. Virtual machines are often created to perform certain tasks that are different than tasks performed in a host environment. They are also widely implemented as a sandbox environment that are separated from the rest of the network. For example, they can be used for testing purpose, especially to perform risky tasks such as running malicious software, testing operating system, and accessing malware infected data. So VMs are also used in production and as a backup. So virtual machines are implemented through software emulations method or hardware virtualization technique. A lightweight software that is known as a hypervisor allocates the computing resources. What are the computing resources? Computing resources can be RAM, random access memory, CPU power, memory and storage part, etc. of the server or host to each virtual machine, keeping all of them separate to avoid interference. So virtual machine is of two types, that is system virtual machine and process virtual machine. What are these? Actually, system virtual machine that support the sharing of the host computers physically resources between multiple virtual machines, each running with its own copy of the operating system. So there is some dependency in this system virtual machine. So we have to follow the steps, and we have to establish a particular system during the process. So this is the actual explanation of system virtual machine. Second is process virtual machine. A process virtual machine is designed to provide a platform independent programming environment that support a single process. It is created when the process is started and destroyed upon exit. So virtual machine can be of two types: system virtual machine, that is a total dependency between the systems, but apart from this process virtual machine, it is fully independent process. So we can establish our process one to one. What are the pros and cons of virtual machine? Actually, it allows multiple operating system environments on a single physical computer without any intervention. Second, virtual machines are widely available and are easy to manage and maintain. And the third is the virtual machine can be created or replicated very quickly by cloning it with an operating system already installed, rather than installing a new operating system on a physical server. Another disadvantages of virtual machine, that is multiple. Actually, these are the advantages of virtual machine, and now these are the disadvantages. So multiple virtual machines running on a single physical machine so can deliver unstable performance. Actually, it just performance of the virtual machine will be degraded during this. And the second, they are not as efficient as a physical computer because the hardware resources are distributed in an indirect way. If we give a wrong command, then the physical computer then the resources will be destroyed. So we have to keep in our mind that the hardware resources should be shared, and it use particular address during the time. So we have to consider all these points if we are talking about the disadvantages of this machine. Now this is our last topic of the slide, that is bind, or we can say the binding. Binding in computer programming, to bind is to make an association between two or more programming objects or values items for some scope of time and place. So binding generally refers to a mapping or one thing to another thing. Binding refers to the process of converting identifiers into address. When we are initializing a value I is equal to 10, so this is the actual process of binding. I is equal to 10. We are assigning a value to the memory through programming. Third, binding is done for each and every variable and functions. Next heading is, that is at a very basics, binding is actually assigning one thing to another. One thing means assigning a variable and assigning a value to the another variable or it may be keywords and identifier. Usually values to variables either by explicit declaration or implicit declarations. And explicit declarations statistically types of the variable it declares. In a language that requires explicit declarations, you will get a compilation error for any reference to a variable that has not been explicitly declared. So these are the subheading of binding. And another term that is implicity. By contrast, in a language that support implicit declaration, simply using a variable in code implies the declaration. If your code assigns a string to the variable, then it is declared to be a string. So this is the representation of binding. Binding is divided into two parts. First is yearly binding and second is late binding. Yearly binding may be your function overloading, operator overloading, etc. And late binding, that is our virtual function we are applying to the particular machine. So we have to create one virtual function and we can assign to the multiple machines, or it may be a single machines. Another term of what is binding time. Binding time, actually we are assigning the value to how much time it will take during the process. So binding time is the movement in the program's life cycle when this association occurs. Many properties of a programming languages are defined during its creation. Second is in program compilation, the point in time when symbolic reference to data are converted into physical machine address. That is a physical machine. It means in terms of memory allocation. So how much time it will take, how much time during the process. So that is called binding time. During the assigning the value, it calculates actual time. Binding time, another point about binding time, that is object oriented languages provide late binding and assign types at runtime. When the variable receives a value, a particular value from those side, then from the keywords or other sources. The sources can be anything, your keyboard and any programmer side. So in object oriented, binding time will take more time for assigning a particular value. So I hope you understood about the difference between binding and binding time. So this is my video. If you like my video, you can post a comment in comment section. So thanks for watching my video.